So this recipe involves using sourdough discard. Now, what if you don't have sourdough discard? You can still make this recipe. So sourdough discard or sourdough starter is a combination of water and flour, and it's usually the exact same amount of each. So when I make a starter, I take my discard and I measure 20 grams of that, 20 grams of flour, 20 grams of water. Can you see that? There's 20 for each. Mix it together and let it rise. That's for my starter, an active starter. So don't let that confuse you. It's just saying 100% hydration. So in a recipe that calls for, this recipe calls for, the flour is 3 cups, okay? The flour is 3 cups, and my liquid, which is a milk, is 2 cups. So my discard is a total of, let me read this, I don't want to give the wrong info, it's 1.5 cups. So 1.5 cups of starter, which is just flour and water, 1.5 cups, divide that up, that's 3/4 of a cup. So if you don't have sourdough, skip that part. So that 3/4 of a cup, you're going to add 3/4 of a cup extra flour to the recipe and 3/4 of an extra cup of milk to the recipe. Understand what I'm saying there? So don't worry if you don't have sourdough starter. You can just add extra flour and extra liquid, whether it be water or if it be milk. So just know that you can make this recipe too. Well, it's officially fall, and to get into that tradition, let's make some sourdough pumpkin pancakes. Okay, for our recipe, I got me a decent sized bowl. It's more like a large bowl, and I am doubling the recipe. So you could use a small bowl for this part. This is the dry ingredients. We got 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. We've got 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. We're just going to get this all whisked up nice and easy. So I'm interrupting the video because I'm going to show you how I'm going to make a lower insulin spiking sugar. So I need 6 tablespoons of brown sugar. So what I've done is I went and got my allulose, which is granular. I've got 3 tablespoons of allulose, and I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of erithritol, and I'm just going to mix these together. They are granular. The allulose is a more powdery, but it is still granular, and the erithritol is granular just like regular sugar. I'm just going to get these mixed up real good, and then we're going to add in some, what is this? Molasses to make our own brown sugar. Now, why would I do this? Well, I love pancakes, and usually when I eat them, I get that shaky feeling not too long after, an hour or 2 after. So I'm trying to alleviate that by making it with something that isn't going to spike my sugar and cause me to have a reaction. So that's the reason for that. We're just going to pour in whatever amount, start with a small amount, and then get it mixed up. And once you get the consistency that you want, you're going to stop adding the molasses. This is how brown sugar is made, by the way. So just keep getting it mixed up. I may have to remeasure this to make sure it's correct, but I really don't think it's going to be off whatsoever. In fact, I'm not even going to remeasure it. Looks like it's coming out pretty good. We need the brown sugar to add the moisture into our pancakes. You wanted to, that molasses really adds that moisture. I had thought about using a different type of sugar. I'd make some maple sugar, but when I read up on it, I don't think that it would have turned out as good as this. Okay, so this is taking a little bit. It takes a couple minutes, but it's definitely worth it, and I'm really working this muscle back here by using this fork. So you're keeping healthy as you're eating healthy. How can that be wrong? Okay, so this is about the consistency and color that I want. I'd say it's a medium brown sugar. If I wanted it to be dark, I would add more molasses, but I don't think it's necessary. Now I'm just going to set my brown sugar aside because I'm lining up my ingredients for the wet ingredients that are coming next. Okay, let's move on to our wet ingredients. I have 2 cups of milk. Remember, I am doubling this recipe, so if you want to make this, you don't want to make as much as I do because I usually freeze everything, then just cut this recipe in half. I have 1.5 cups of sourdough discard. I'm going to get it out of here to go in my belly. I don't want it to go down the drain. All right. And then we also have 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Now, it's not pumpkin pie filling, it's pumpkin puree. It's just pumpkin. Okay, because we already have our pumpkin spice seasonings in our dry ingredients. And of course, we don't want to waste any of this. Next, we have 6 tablespoons of brown sugar. And I am really excited to try this and to see if I don't have any issues after eating my pancakes. Well, this was 4 whole eggs, 4 large eggs. I whisked them up just a little bit, and just trust me, that's what it is, 4 of them. And I've got 6 tablespoons of melted butter. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And this is a double type of vanilla. It's actually doubled, so it's more vanilla flavor than necessary, but it's going to be fantastic. We're just going to get this stirred up a bit, and then we will mix our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. Got our dry ingredients right here, and if you're wondering what this is, well, this is a tiny watermelon from the garden. I don't know, Mark brought it in, he wants to try it, and I'm using it as kind of a paperweight. All right, I might mix this up a little bit better. Get those eggs incorporated in here. Okay. Now, when we add our flour, our dry ingredients to the wet, we just want to stir it until it's mixed. Make sure all those wet ingredients are mixed. We don't want to over stir our mixture here. So keep pushing it down. I may have said that we're going to put our wet into the dry. I don't recall, but either way, this is what I did. And we're just going to get this till it's all the dry is wet. And if you want to know, like, how many stirs would I do? You know, in a box of brownies, they usually say stir it 50 times. That's about what we're doing here. Like I said, you're just getting this so the dry is incorporated into the wet. And it is going to be lumpy, but that's typical of a batter with pancakes or brownies. All right, I've got it all mixed. I'm just going to let this set up for about 5-10 minutes, and I'm going to get my griddle heated up with a little bit of oil on it. So I just found something in my cupboard. Imagine that. I've got some Lily's chocolate pumpkin spice. So I'm going to add about, about a cup. I'm going to make my regular pancakes first without any chips, and what's left over about halfway through, then I'm going to add the chips in. Okay, our griddle is ready. I am using butter for a grease. I'm using 1/4 of a cup, and we're just going to scoop out our batter and put it on the griddle. I find it interesting when I use sourdough discard in different things lately. I'm finding that it bubbles a little bit. Interesting. Not that pancake batter doesn't already do that, but I've noticed that with other things. All right, we're going to get about 8 of these on here, and we're going to wait for the edges to brown. And the bubbles show through the pancakes before we attempt to flip them. Give you a little close up here what we're looking for. We want the browning of the cooking of the edges, and you can see the bubbling through the pancakes is happening, and that means they're cooking through, so you don't have gooey, not done pancakes on the inside. We're just letting that come a little bit more bubbles on there, and we will flip these. All right, started the flipping process. Those are nicely browned. And I think that's also having to do with the fact that these are all pumpkin. Gonna be so good. All right, my pancakes are done. Let's get them on this plate. And I will continue to make some more. Oop, don't want to lose that. Woo, I saved it. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle some of these chips on here. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm not going to mix it in the batter. And, you don't need much. They're already pumpkin-y flavor. Oh, I just made a smiley face. How crazy. And I'm also doing something a little different for my syrup. I've got maple syrup. And I went ahead and took some butter. About 4 tablespoons of butter. Do what you think. And I threw in a tablespoon of the pumpkin puree and melted that together. And then I will be putting that on my pancakes and the syrup. And give you a little bit more idea what I'm doing here. This is about 4 tablespoons of butter, and like I said, I put in a tablespoon of the pumpkin puree. I'm just getting the butter melted more. And then this will go on the pancakes. Look at that, thickening up a little bit. It's maybe very overkill with pumpkin, but oh well, we'll give it a try. And then we'll add the syrup on top. And I just flipped over those chocolate pumpkin chipped pumpkin pancakes. Alrighty. Let that cook a little bit longer. I want the bottom to be nice and brown. Okay, let's plate these. Alright, so my pumpkin and butter, I'm just going to use my little brush here, and I'm just going to brush it on. I don't need much. Just to get that butter and, of course, the pumpkin. And we'll put our maple syrup on. We buy maple syrup in bulk from people who make it, our neighbors. And then I also just put it in pourable things. So, this is going to be fantastic. Let's give it a taste. Okay. I want some of these. I think I'll eat it without the chocolate chips first. They're chocolate pumpkin chips, I should call them. Get it straight. I want to see the difference. Having a hard time cutting it with in my hand here. That is really good. Wow. Pumpkin-y. Sweet. But not too sweet. Oh, we gotta go for the chocolate chip. Wow. That's like pumpkin pie on steroids. That just adds 100% with those chips. I hope you give this recipe a try. And if you don't have sourdough, maybe get yourself some. Maybe you'll know somebody who's got some that they can give you. I know I got some that I can give you. Hope you try this recipe. Wonderful pumpkin spice pancakes.